Hidden away in the corner of my garage in the T25 parts, wheel bolts and all sorts of goodies are these. These are a custom shelf which hold the T25 parts up. If anyone recognises them, they are actually wheel ramps, and I find them pretty blooming useless, to be quite honest. I'll show you why, but today we're going to make them useful again. Alright, shelf deconstructed. See what we can do with you. Come on. Should be a bit further on than that, really. So my issue really of these ramps is, it did well today. It went on and it didn't slip. But what can sometimes happen is you're backing on, the ramp will actually slide out the way of the back of the wheel. I think the fact I've got massive, fat, sticky, low pressure tyres on at the minute probably helped me get up there without any issues. I was going to hopefully show you them slipping, but I don't really want to go up and down a load of times because it's hard on the clutch, because it's so steep. It doesn't look steep, but it's not nice. And when it does slip, or if you go down the ramp too fast, as you probably saw, the ramp is actually hard against the bottom of my wing. So it hits the bottom of the wing and causes damage. So we want to avoid that. I mean, my car is probably lowered at about a spline at the back, so I can get the things in there still, and the ramps are hard against the bottom of the wing. So if you've got a lowered Beetle, you've got no chance of using them at all, just can't get on them. So today we're going to make a solution that allows a lowered Beetle to use the ramps, and it makes them just generally easier and safer to use. We're going to build some ramps. Ramps for the ramps. Let's do it. So I don't like to buy new metal, I like to recycle as much as I can. We're going to be working with these fence post corners. They're about 5mm thick, so they're really chunky, heavy beasts, and that should be rigid enough hopefully for the top of the ramp. And then for the base of the ramps, we've got this, which is old bed frames, about 2mm thick steel angle. It doesn't need to be as rigid for the bottom, and I want to try and keep the weight down because this stuff weighs an absolute ton, and these ramps are going to be heavy. So the original stand is vaguely where the wheel would be if it was sat on top, and then we've got the new lengths of steel on top, the new angle, which comes down to about here. Now it's not quite as long as I planned on being. I actually wanted it to be about where this one ends here at the bottom, but I was restricted by the two lengths of 9-foot angle I had, because I don't want to buy any new steel basically. So the top lengths on this are about 1.35 metres, so 9-foot chopped in half. But I think that'll be plenty long enough, and it's pretty heavy stuff as well, so it's probably a good idea. It's a touch on the shorter side than I planned, just to keep the weight down. So I'm going to drag it over to the welding station, which sounds very posh, but it's really not. It's a bit of floor to sit on. And I'll start constructing them. To attach to the ramp themselves, basically I'm going to bend it along this line and cut down here. So I'll cut on down both these lines, and then probably have to heat it up because it's so thick, and bend it down so they'll hook over this bar here, and that'll secure them in place so they don't slide off while I'm driving up and down. And then the rest is a welding job. So let's go and get on with it. It's a mere 20 kilos each. I guess if they don't work very well, I can always use them for a gym workout or something. Feel the burn! Boy band t-shirt and everything, like a fat Gary Barlow. Or I could use them for an even sturdier custom shelf. Because the first two runs are slightly lower profile than the third and the rest, I'm going to trim the sides down, and hopefully that'll aid the tyre and the wheel getting onto the actual ramp in the first place. So basically I'm just going to chop across from about 5mm above the first one up to the first tall run, and chop the edge off there like that. There you go, I think that's better. Hopefully it should be a lot easier to get the car on at the start. If anybody was wondering why I use such chunky steel, first of all it's because it's the scrap steel I had knocking around. Basically it's all I had. But I didn't really trust the original stands with the van. So I want to put the van up on chocks. Because I live on a slope, it lives on a pair of chocks, and it kind of levels it out. But getting it onto those chocks in the first place is a right pain in the bum. So hopefully now I can sling these big chunky old ramps underneath it and drive the van straight up without any issues at all. But the main uses for the Beetle, let's give them a try. I think I should have covered the car up before I started this. Job's a good one. Cheers guys.